It's not often that you get to see street artists transform a plain black wall into a colorful expression of abstract and meaningful art. But thanks to the City of St. George and Art Around the Corner, a team of 4 world-renowned artists began spray painting from top to bottom a mural that depicts both hope and unity.
The theme of it is hope and unity. And what a better theme can you think of for right now? So we're really excited for this to be kind of a gathering space. Interestingly, our art museum has kind of been lost, for a few years. People often tell me, I didn't even know we had an art museum. And so we thought, what could we do that would bring interest and intrigue to the art museum? What kind of art could we add to the exterior of the art museum to draw people in? And St. George has an amazing art collection, and it belongs to the residents, and they should be enjoying it.
This past year, DOCUTAH had accepted 2 films into the festival. One is called Alice Street, and one is called Prophets, Teachers, and Kings. And both of them feature artists who specialize in urban art. And I'm the person that's involved in putting on special events during the festival. And we thought it would be sort of a fun thing to do a demonstration of urban art here in St. George.
The artists were supposed to be doing a live event for the debut of 2 documentaries that were to play this week at DOCUTAH. However, due to restrictions of the pandemic, the event was postponed. So the opportunity was picked back up by the city and the art community.
This is a very, very different sort of departure for us. And we have lots of wall space in St. George that would, love to come alive with great, vibrant artwork, so we're hoping that we can be involved in more of those in the future.
While most of these artists started out painting graffiti on the streets, they have since progressed into creating murals around the world. And it's not easy to stretch out while 30 feet from the ground with a can of spray paint, making your mark. But heights become normal when painting large murals like this one.
It does bother me. I am afraid of heights, but I get over it kind of quickly.
Desi Mundo, a Chicago-born aerosol artist, along with Pancho Peskador, a Chilean studio painter, both were featured in a documentary called Alice Street. They completed a 4-story mural in the heart of downtown Oakland. What started with a mural ended with a movement and eventually a neighborhood rally to protect its history, voice, and land.
We do a lot of, our own, political and cultural artwork. To represent, a people's movement, not necessarily affiliated with any political party, but, just on the ground with the everyday citizens, indigenous folks, black and brown people.
Using their own styles and skills, each artist depicts a visual landscape story, all inspired by the universal language of art.
That's what I do, I do characters, more realistic style. So I wanted to bring something like that, and then we were designing the wall, and I need a model right now.
So Pancho used his 10-year-old daughter Ava as the young girl pictured on the wall.
Even though, I use them as models, but my characters are universal, and I want to make that clear. So I paint her because she's my model, but also she represents everyone. Every single person, of the human family.
Mike Firo 153 is a street artist from Under the Influence and featured in Prophets, Teachers, and Kings. His abstracts often capture the world around him.
We wanted to represent the city on one side, and then we wanted to represent the nature on the right-hand side of the murals. So I'm doing the city part of it. In the middle, we have a girl with the candle in front of her, and we're gonna have the words hope. So it's all about her hope as she grows up, what her life might be, her hopes for the world that's around her,
And also featured in the documentary is perhaps the most talented and experienced on the team. Skil's addition to this wall has to do with nature.
So I have a representation of water, a representation of earth, and that color I chose because I noticed that the earth here in Utah has that tone, so I felt that that's a connection to the community. And then the trees, I noticed there's not pines out here, so I'm working with more shapes that represent more of a different type of tree rather than a pine. And after that I'm going to add a sun, and pretty much that would be my contribution to this side of the mural.
Passers-by are already giving the thumbs up for this new mural.
This mural looks beautiful, and we took a blank wall and turned it into a real piece of art. I love it.
Each artist is hoping to paint a better place to live by sharing their insight into a world of urban art. In St. George, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.